Hey, is it Wednesday? I better check. I took the day off. Yeah, it's Wednesday, the 26th. The month is almost over. Cheers, people. What's going on? I'm moving slow this morning. I was going to try to get up and hit that lawn, but it's too hot for me already. I already thanked my cousin Ray. He got out and cut his and cut part of mine yesterday. And he's 10 years older than me. Appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I am a fan of the band and someone I'm friendly with, Trevor Henderson. Big fan of the band RAF. He's the one who took the video that I uploaded yesterday of our show in 2021. That was the last show that we did before our drummer moved out of town. Since then, we've only played one show, and we have one show coming up next month for the album release, which I'm very excited about. But I'm happy to share that with you for a number of reasons. One is to show you the contrast between the different styles and types of music that I play and that I'm into. I'm not a one-trick pony, Also, I think it's very cool that someone bought digitally the RAF and the Muse. Talk about getting a mixed bag of music. And then on top of that, the new one with Brian Day, Woven Territories. It's starting to show up in people's homes. Got some radio airplay yesterday. Got a review. Got a written review. I forget the name of the blog, but it's a European blog. Happy about that. Got a gig this Sunday. The noise gig. I've been practicing for it. Okay. Haven't bought any records. Really trying to just chill, because I got a lot of stuff to listen to and I got a lot of stuff to do besides play records. So I'll mention it. Yes, I basically blocked someone yesterday. It doesn't make sense to me that people think that you have the right to tell me what to talk about in my own home. It perplexes me. It's like, would you allow me to come into your home and talk to you like that? Specifically, I've been talking about climate change, and I will talk about it if I want to. And the idea that, there's something ludicrous about talking about it. I'm talking about it because it needs to be talked about on a higher level. And indeed, we do need to do something drastic about the warming and driving less, stopping driving. Sounds radical, but it's something that would make a difference. I don't drive that much. But yeah, climate, we're not addressing it. I feel like Greta Thunberg, she's made personal sacrifices trying to address it. That's why I bring it up. It's one of the biggest problems in the world. Here's some music for you. I'll play this again. Lilith, In the Presence of Nothing. Bought this recently. It's not new, but I got it recently, used on a grapefruit. And this is just really good. It's in that realm of My Bloody Valentine regarding the sound of the guitars and the overall sound of the music. It's thick and it's wonderful. Of course, I put a bunch of records away because I don't like to leave them sitting out, but I have played some music. This is still sitting out. The Shamen. They started off psychedelic and then went house and techno. And this is when they went house and techno. Hempton Manor. But the deal is, there's actually a couple of good tracks on here. Club music and techno and, electronic music where they just decided to follow a formula to make people dance. A lot of that stuff sounds dated to me. And so part of the Shamen is like that. But I don't remember the title, but there was one side on here that was like, oh, that's nice. That's a cut above. What else? Still sitting out to show. Excuse me. Yeah, just kind of on a... Maybe it's the humidity. I don't know. Feeling slow this morning. Sagittarius, Gary Usher and Kurt Botcher. Pop masterpiece. Pretty much like the Millennium. They're both involved in that too. They had a hit, they had a single off this, My World Fell Down. Should have been a hit. And really the whole album. Another Time also. This is a reissue. I have an original of their second album. I can remember this to share. Because as I was listening to this, the idea of escape was absolutely going on. The idea of escaping mentally back to another time. Maybe times weren't better, but in the context of the music, they sure were. So listening to this music is a comfort. It is. It's a comfort. I'll admit it. Had been seeing someone show Cactus in one of the groups, so I pulled this. I thought I had their first album. I don't, but I have two others. And I have this one, One Way or Another. I think this is their second album. Cactus. The cats from Vanilla Fudge. With Peter French from Leap Hound. This overall is too bluesy. But when they play hard, they kill. Like the title track, One Way or Another, is a great riff. So I saw the new Cactus band, which had very little to do with this band. They were good, but title track on this is enough to keep this album, because they really rock well. And Carmen Apice, Appice, however you say his last name, he is one of the greatest drummers in rock and roll music. An inspiration and influence on Mr. John Bonham of Led Zeppelin, no less. Hadn't played this forever. This gets a lot of talk in the prog groups all the time. Camel, Mirage. And I love the album. I don't think this is my original copy, but I bought this when it came out when I was down in Port Aransas, Texas, working for the summer. I'll never forget visiting a record store down there, and this was in the racks, and it was like, wow, sold. It's a great album. Also takes me back to childhood, remembering the Camel cigarette commercials. What else? So I was showing old records, playing and showing some old records from my collection. And this is one that goes way back. High Tide Sea Shanties. It's got my name on it there. That's again pretty much proof it's old. This goes back. I probably got this album in 1970 or 71 as a cutout. Nowadays, my copy I could sell for $100 easy. I got it for less than $1. And when I got it, when I saw it in the cutouts, I could tell by the cover, oh, I found something. And sure enough, I get home and it's like all spooky and Doors sounding at first, and just gets better with that really intense guitar and violin. Fantastic album. Simon House from the band was with Hawkwind when I saw Hawkwind. And that was a treat for me to know who he was and to see him play. Made it even more special, you know, besides getting to see Dave Brock, Stasia, Nick Turner, Lemmy. It was an amazing show, actually. It was. One more. This is another one that goes back to my childhood. Ars Nova, Sunshine and Shadows. Goes back to, there's my name several times, which shows you. And another thing I'll point out here in a second about my history and me. This goes way back. This is one of the first batch of cutouts that I could afford. So this, I've probably had this since, again, 1970, 71. It took me a while to get into it. I really wanted to get into it. And at first, it was not, you know, I wanted something really weird and psychedelic, you know, as a kid. And so what I was always hoping to find. And this wasn't. It's just really good musically. I have their first album, too. I like this one better. It was of significance to me to see the trumpet player, Jimmy Owens, in the band, a black man. And see how I highlighted that on the back cover. For me, you know, it was significant to me to see, you know, another person of color doing this music. Not just staying in the same tight bag that almost seems like we're expected to be in. R&B and blues and jazz, you know. It was very encouraging and inspiring to me to, when I would see, like I said, black people breaking out of and being part of the bigger picture, which is what I've always wanted, and basically I am. So that's kind of what's going on in my mind today. I'm avoiding talking about the news because I don't want to trigger any negative input over here. It's unnecessary. It's so weird how strange the political landscape is. It's like they've completely left issues and actually doing their jobs behind it. It's all just bickering and backbiting and insanity. It's really pathetic. So that's why I stay in my retreat, my sanctuary here, and let the music play. I see that my nephew Gabriel received his copies of Woven Territories. That's his artwork. Love this. Really happy with it. And I listened to it on the radio. I listened to Jack Porcello's radio broadcast yesterday from Rochester, New York. The second track he played after Oxhawk Mabul was mine with Brian Day. It sounded really cool on the radio. And I was even as I was listening on the radio, able to remember what it was I was doing on the track. They played the first track of the CD. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like a TV commercial. Get your copy today before they're gone. And this is surprisingly wonderfully listenable. Hovering Debris could be the first single off this. Brian Day and Dereck Higgins, Woven Territories. I'm really proud of this. And I am chomping at the bit for when I can make the RAF album for sale. As you can see in that clip, I'm very proud of the band, and as I say after the one song, you can't fuck with RAF. If you noticed also, someone in the audience pointed out, oh yeah, I forget who it was, but yeah, they can fuck with us. We're not big-headed, we're objective. We are good, we play hard. We play to kick your ass. And I'm proud, I'm happy to be able to do this at my age. You know, everyone's doing it now. You know, when I was a kid, I wondered, you know, what would happen to people in rock music as they age. Well, as you can see, no one is stopping. Mick Jagger at 80, and the last tour they did, tearing that stage up. I mean, literally tearing it up on the move at 79 years old. So, yeah, I'm happy to be able to kick ass with that kick-ass band. Sadly, though, this record release party is very likely our last show. So if you're in town, you don't want to miss it.